Welcome back to the Rod Shop channel here with us at Saxy Rod Shop. So we're just going to give you another little quick update on some of the projects that's been going on. It's been kind of hot, so we're moving a little slow right at the moment. So here on the 32 pickup, as we showed you earlier in one of the previous videos, customer had been driving the truck, was going across this cattle guard at his ranch, and had a mishap, and it hit the transmission pan, and it broke the ears off the transmission. We showed you that. So we just got the transmission back. Internally, there was nothing wrong with the transmission. It just had all the ears broke off the case. So we had a local shop here, Woods Racing Transmissions. They had a good case in stock, so they took our transmission, customer's transmission, disassembled it, cleaned all the parts, verified that everything was good, prepped and cleaned their case, put it all right back together. So we got it painted. Customer wanted it painted to match, so it's sitting here. Let it cure for another day or two, and then we'll be starting to put this back in the frame. And what we also did is we had to do a couple little cross member modifications to be able to get this in and out without having to pull the motor out. This is a TCI chassis. So that's kind of where we are on that. And one of the other things that the customer had us to do, he was wanting to change the name on some of his boards here, and he had some extra boards that he had available. So what we did is we took and stripped his boards, and Kenny, one of our fab guys that also does pinstripe and artwork, did all the hand lettering on there, restained the boards, did all the hand lettering. So we'll be getting these changed out onto the truck also. And then we got the there was an issue with the inside door latch. It was just binding up all of a sudden. This truck's about 15 years old. We did that interior in it, I think, back in 2011, maybe even a little bit longer. But Kenny also went through and took all this stuff out, repaired it to where now everything functions from the inside of the truck. So that's kind of where we are on the truck. So we had a local customer call us. They're having to move, sold their house, getting ready to move into a new location. And they couldn't get their truck to start, so we ran over to their house. And there were a couple of little issues, but the major one was the carburetor. The car had just been sitting for a long time, and all the gasoline had gummed up and turned into varnish. So we got the truck over here, pulled the carburetor off, going through it, rebuilding it. We actually drained the fuel tank, flushed all the old gas out of that. We still have the smell of the varnish floating in the air, and getting that all dialed in, rebuilt, and then we'll get it running, double check the timing on it for them, and then this one will be going home. Just a little update, quick repair on this little truck here. So here on the little 32.5 window, just a little quick update. We're working on a new dash for it. Brandon's in the middle of that, laying out his design, starting to form some of his metal. And he's also been doing some work in the trunk on it, working on the floor, dialing in the gas tank, got the deck lid mounted. So we'll keep you up to date on what's going on this finished project. This is just kind of a mock-up at the moment. What's it idling at? So on this Nova, we finally got our parts in, and one of the things that we were waiting on was the hump for the floor to convert the floor pan to what would have been a factory console type floor. So the customer already had this console, but there was nothing for it to attach to because this car was originally ordered as a 4-speed without the console, so it did not have that bubble on the side of the floor. So we got that on here, got the correct boot, took the console, got it mounted, did some research, and they were apparently offset just a little bit to the one side. So we got all those dialed in, got everything working, got new carpet in it, got that back in. So right now what we're doing is we're just tweaking on the carburetor, just tuning it, dialing it in, getting it drivable. We'll go do some test driving in it later, and then this one will be ready to go home. So here on the F100, as you can see, it looks like we're finally getting right down to the final nitty and gritty on this. Got the door panels all on. We got our windows working the best that we can get these aftermarket kits to work on a painted truck without cutting and re-welding and doing some body work. Customer which wasn't wanting to do that. So we got the windows working, got all that dialed in, got the door panels back on, the moldings on, custom moldings that we made. This is a TMI seat that the customer bought direct, and then we actually ordered matching material, vinyl, from them to do the door panels on that. Got the carpet in. We have some matching floor mats made to go on it. We got the new I Did It steering column in and painted and in. Got the this is a Ventique, I believe, steering wheel. The retro looking 40 Ford type deal that we came to us black. We took all the moldings or emblems off of it, painted it red to match. Got all that done, got the new Dakota digital gauges in there, got all them working. So then let's move to the bed. And as you can see, we got the new wood in on it here and got it all installed, trimmed out. Stain turned out really nice. It's got a satin finish on it as opposed to glossy, customers wanting. And this color ties the brown of the interior into the outside of the truck, so it really goes together, it flows together. So got all that done. We were having a few little issues with the lighting on this, and this just goes to show how critical things like quality power and ground. So we were it's got LED lights on it, and we were having issues with either brake lights working correctly and no turn signals, or not working correctly, or turn signals working correctly and the running lights not working right, or whatever. And basically what it boiled down to was a couple of bad connections on some ground and a weak battery. So when you start having electrical issues, always make sure that your battery is up, fully charged, and then check the ground coming off the battery, check your power coming off the battery, and then just check the chassis grounds themselves and make sure they have a good connection. Once we got all that figured out, now everything's working great. We're getting ready to put it down on the ground. We'll clean it up, and then as soon as we can get it outside, we'll start doing some test driving on it. So also, we just took possession of this today. I say not possession, customer dropped it off today. So we've worked on this car before, and I think you've seen it in some of our other videos. This little blue Malibu, and customer's been working on this one in stages. One of the first things that we did was we did a Ride Tech Street Grip package, suspension package on it. We did that. One of the very first things we did, and it just changed the handling and the drivability of the car. This car is at that time it was a manual brake, manual power steering. So when all those changes were made, and it continued that way for a while. And then the next thing that we did to it is we did a Vintage Air SureFit package with the new Gen 5 system. Took the original heater and stuff off of it, put the Vintage Air AC system on it, and at that same time, when we did that, we also went ahead and changed it to power brakes. So we put a power brake conversion on it at that same time, some front disc brakes on it at the same time. You can see here that one of the things that we did do on this one, because the customer wanted it to look as clean as possible, is we actually kept the factory heater box on here and brought the hoses out through it over on the other side to keep it as sleeper looking as possible. And this thing also, now that I just think about it, we converted this to a Holley sniper system. So we kept that looking. So when you just first glance at the car, other than the AC compressor on here, you don't know that those things have really been changed on it. Well, the reason it's back this time, what we're going to be doing excuse me, we're going to actually be converting it to power steering. One of the last things on the car that he's wanting to do. So we've gone with a Borgeson power steering package, and we'll be taking the power steering box, or the manual box, off, and the steering linkage between the column, and converting it to the power steering box from Borgeson, adding a power steering pump and bracket assembly, and we're going to continue with everything to work with the Allen Grove brackets that we put on it in the earlier stages of the modifications. So what we're going to try to do while we're doing this stuff on this car, we're actually going to try our first attempt at what we hope turns out to be a decent how-to on these some of these A-body packages. And what you might, by doing it as a how-to, you're going to experience the same issues that we run into as you might in your driveway doing this at home yourself. And we'll show you what parts that we use, what part numbers. These are all companies of brands that we actually sell. We're dealers for. So most of the stuff we try to keep in stock as best we can. And so you're going to follow along with us on this first attempt of a how-to and experience the same issues or lack of issues as we go along. So that's what this car's back in for, and then that'll be one of the last things he's wanting to do on this car, and we'll take it from there. So that being said, I want to thank y'all for joining us here at Saxy Rod Shop and the Rod Shop channel, and we appreciate your support and all of your suggestions and ideas throughout the time. And if you have any other things that you'd like to see specifically, some other how-tos or something like that after we get this first one done, if you're happy with that one and you think that we're doing a decent job, let us know. Hit that like button, the subscribe. We appreciate all that, and we'll see you around the corner. Thank you.